You know those times when something happens that might be small, and if you don't catch your thoughts real quick, it can turn into something really big. And sometimes it just gets on your nerves so much that it turns into kind of anger and you just kind of explode and you don't even mean to, but that inner werewolf comes out and you just kind of have a hard time controlling it. Well, today we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about how you can use this concept of a dream catcher, but make it a thought catcher. You see that little spider? There's a spider getting on me. There's, see, use a dream catcher in a way to catch our thoughts instead, and that way we can stop those things from happening. Good morning or good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to the forest. I'm glad you're here with me. Today we'll talk about how we can catch those thoughts before they get out of control. And it can be something small. You know, yesterday I was at the grocery store and the cashier was going kind of slow and I was getting kind of annoyed. Sometimes in traffic, oh God, I'm terrible in traffic. I can't stand it. And, people cut me off, all that sort of stuff. Or like when you're trying to record a video or doing a major project at work and the internet goes out or YouTube stops working, just all those little tiny things. If we don't catch ourselves real quick, our anger can get out of control. So what do we do about that? I think the first thing is to kind of try to realize that we ourselves are blowing things out of control. We're making mountains out of molehills, as they say, and kind of try to step back and think about, well, what is the feeling that's being triggered in me? Why am I so upset? If I'm at the cash register, why am I in such a hurry? Why does it really matter? What's going on? This morning, as I was trying to get here, a friend called and he was like, hey, we got to go hang out. We got to go do this meeting. I was like, no. And I get so frustrated and, so I need to calm down and take a pause. So that's the first step, is kind of take a pause, step back, try to think about, well, what's being triggered inside ourselves? As we step back and we take that pause, one thing I try to do is just remember like 3 and 3. Take 3 deep breaths and try to hold them for 3 seconds. And as you do that, it kind of calms that fight or flight response inside of our body. And that's where we get kind of triggered and get that werewolf coming out. So if we can pause and breathe, it calms our nervous system. The next thing that you can do that is really helpful is to reframe the situation. Yesterday I really was frustrated at the grocery store in line. And after I kind of calmed down, did the breath work, I thought to myself, this lady, she may be a little slow, but she's doing the best she can. This is her job. She was a little bit older. She is doing the best she can. I'm not in that much of a hurry. I don't need to be mean or rude to her and ruin her day. And she's just trying to earn a living. If she's older, and who knows what's going on in her life. Maybe something tragic happened to her earlier in the day, and that's why she's so slow. So if I reframe my thinking in the scenario, then I can kind of calm down. And then also you can try to remember the 10-10-10 rule. You know, will this scenario that's frustrating me so much matter in 10 minutes? Will it matter in 10 months? Will it matter in 10 years? And when you put it in that kind of perspective, you realize it's not that important. And so that also helps you reframe your mind and realize what's important. It really does do a great job of calming you down. Then finally, I try to kind of have a little mental mantra. You know, say to yourself, I'm safe. This is okay. This is okay. You're talking to yourself, have this mantra, but it works. I'm telling you. It's okay. It's safe. We're going to be all right. And that really helps that inner werewolf be contained, and it tames that anger. It tames yourself. It calms yourself. And that way you don't have these bursts of anger that you can have. Like I say, I admit I had them. I had them yesterday in the grocery store, but I calmed myself down. Had one this morning, and I wasn't as successful at calming myself down. But, you know, at the end, I talked it through and all that and came here. I'm here now. Uh, so I hope that those kind of things, those little practices help you. In addition, something else that I've started doing, and I'm going to put that on that Ko-Fi page too. You can go and download this PDF. I took the idea of this dream catcher and I thought I'm going to create a thought catcher, you know, a way to catch my thoughts so that, and it's good to practice this at home. Like I download the PDF, you can write, you can journal, so that way when you're in the scenario, it's easier to remember to do these things. But the PDF I created, it has these thoughts, and you can think, you know, what is the initial thought? And I go through a little exercise to help you reframe that thought into something more positive so that you can create more positive in your life. When you do that, when you're journaling and you meditate on it, then when you're out in the real world, it's a lot easier to do that kind of stuff. So I hope you'll check that out. I'll put the link in the comment section and in the description. And also, you know, I hope that you check that out. If you would, please like and subscribe if you like this stuff. Please leave comments too, because it lets me know people are watching, you know, and it lets me know that you all are engaged. And I want to know. I want to hear from you all. I want to hear what you all want to talk about also, please. So please do that. Also, please stay grateful, please stay kind, and as always, I'm grateful for each and every one of you, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Go tame that werewolf, all right? See ya.